everybody, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy you're here. If you're new here, hi, I'm Maddie. I'm a K-5 STEM teacher and ed tech coach in Los Angeles. I post weekly tech tutorials for teachers, and today's video is going to be all about how to create a Thanksgiving/gratitude themed activity using Padlet. Now this is going to be sort of like a Padlet tutorial for beginners. I'm also going to be showing you a really awesome, fun activity that you can do with your students before Thanksgiving. So without further ado, let's get started.
So you'll see that I'm on Padlet.com, and to create a Padlet, I'm going to click this button in the top left corner that says Make a Padlet. Now you'll see I have a bunch of different options to choose from. For now, I'm just going to select this one in the top left corner that says Wall. So I'll click the button that says Select. And now you'll see I can start putting together my Padlet. So Padlet has a bunch of quirky little features that I personally really like. So for example, you'll see that it auto-fills a title for me here that says My Artistic Padlet. And it also, for the description, says Made with a Lightning Strike of Genius. Again, I think this is just kind of a fun, quirky feature that Padlet has, but of course, I'm actually going to change the title for my activity. So I might type in something like, today I am grateful for ... And then I'll write a description. So this description is where I like to include directions. So for example, I might write something like, share one thing you are thankful for today. Next, I'm going to add an icon. This is optional. You don't have to add an icon, but I just think it's kind of fun to bring in these cute little emojis to share with students. So I'm going to click on this one right here. And now I'll just click the back button, and you'll see on the left-hand side, everything I've typed and included so far has actually auto-filled. So that's what's nice is you can actually make your modifications here, and Padlet will automatically make those on your Padlet activity for you. All right, so here it says address. Now this isn't necessary for you to change. I like to change it just to make it easier for me to remember, for my students to remember. But again, this part is completely optional. I am going to change this series of letters and numbers to be something that's easier for students to remember. So for example, since this is an activity that says, today I am grateful for ... I'm going to title this one Gratitude. So now students can go to padlet.com/myedtechclassroom/gratitude, and they can actually access this activity that way. All right, next we can change our wallpaper. So you'll see, again, Padlet is quirky. The background that auto-filled here for me is a peacock. But I don't really think a peacock makes too much sense for this activity. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the button that says wallpaper. Now you can pick, a solid color, you can pick a gradient, you can pick a texture or pattern or a picture. I'm going to click here because I know ahead of time that I really like this leaf pattern for this Thanksgiving gratitude activity. Now I'll click the back button, back again, and now I can make a few more adjustments. If I want to change the font, there's only 4 things you can choose from, but I'm going to click on just this one here. And now a few other features I want to point out. First, this attribution feature. You have the option to turn this off or on. So for example, if you wanted this activity to be anonymous, you could have it turned off, as you see here. Now, if you wanted to display the author name, so display the student name above their post, you would want to make sure that you turn this feature on. So again, anonymous is off, and if you want to know who created which post, you would want to turn this on. All right, next we have new post position. To me, this doesn't really matter, though I do know some teachers have a preference. Basically, the way this works is it just tells you where new posts are going to appear. So for example, right now it has first selected, meaning that when a student creates a new post, it's going to appear at the top of the screen. Next, we have comments here. So it says, allow viewers to comment on posts. I'm going to leave this one up to you as a teacher, along with the next one that says reactions. For me, I personally like to keep these features off because for my elementary students, I find that these features can be a little bit distracting and aren't super effective. However, I do know that a lot of teachers in particular really do like this comment feature. So I'm going to really leave that one up to you based off what you believe are the needs for this activity. All right, so next under content filtering. You have the option to either have a post require approval, meaning that you actually have to be able to approve it before the rest of the class can see. So you have the option to keep that on or off. If you want this to be a live activity where you see all of the, sticky notes kind of appear very quickly, you're probably going to want to keep this off. However, I do know that a lot of teachers do want to have this on so they can review student work before the rest of the class actually sees it. So requiring approval is also something you would want to keep in mind. Now, filter profanity, this basically, replaces bad words with nice emojis. I think it's really nice that Padlet offers this feature. I'm going to turn it on since I am going to have this activity not require approval. I want to make sure that all bad words are filtered. All right, next I'll click the next button. And you'll see I can start posting. So this is pretty much what your student view will look like. So if I wanted to pretend I'm a student right now, or if I wanted to give an example for my students, I could do that by clicking the plus button in the bottom right-hand corner. So first I'm going to give my sticky note a title here. So I might write something like, today I am grateful for. And then under here, I might write what I'm actually grateful for. So for example, I could say friends, family, and learning with all of you. So now you have the option to upload some different features. So if I wanted to upload something from my computer, I could do that by clicking this button here. If I wanted to add a link, let's say I wanted to add a link to a video or to a website, I could do that by clicking this link button. Now let's say I want to look up a picture on Google. I can actually do that by clicking this little search button here. So for example, if I wanted to type in, gratitude, I could now click on an image I like, and you'll see that it gets added to my Padlet. So feel free to explore some of the features at the bottom. Of course, I'm only showing you one example here, but Padlet makes it really nice and easy for you to be able to upload, videos, pictures, GIFs, links, just a bunch of different resources. All right, so now that I have created an example for students, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually click the share button so that I can share it with students. So here you'll see at the top, there's a button that says add members. So if I wanted to add a co-teacher to this activity, I would do that here by clicking the button that says add members. Now here you'll see that I can also adjust the privacy. So for me as a teacher, I really like to keep my Padlets on secret, meaning that it's hidden from the public. However, if people have the link, they are able to access it. So I just like using this feature because it makes it so that it's much easier for me to just share the link with students in the chat, for example, and they don't have to be logged into Padlet to use the activity. However, I do know that there are some privacy concerns with that. So just spend some time thinking about what you want to do for these privacy settings here before you share the activity with your students. So again, you can click the change privacy button to adjust the privacy settings of your activity. So next here under share, you have a bunch of different ways to share it with students. I'm just going to point out two. So if you're teaching on Zoom right now, you could copy this link to your clipboard and you could actually share that in the chat so that students could then respond live during your class. Now, if you're teaching in person or you're not live teaching, you can also share this link with students just by clicking this button here. You can share it through your learning management system. You could share it to them, a bunch of different ways. So this is basically just like sharing a normal link that you give to students that they can then use to do the activity. Now, another option here is you can also share this through Google Classroom. So I think this is a really helpful way to share Padlet activities with students. If you use Google Classroom, you can just click this button right here and it will actually share it with students as an activity in Google Classroom. So just two features I wanted to point out. Both of these work for teaching in person, teaching remotely, or some sort of hybrid of the two. All right, so now that I'm ready to go, I'll just click the close button and you can share this activity with students and you're ready to go.
Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, be sure to give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you back here soon. Bye, friends.